Carl, nice to talk to you after an encouraging performance from the Giants. The defense looked pretty good on Sunday night.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me. They showed life, and I think that's the encouraging part of it, but they are still one win in the column. That said, I don't think they're going to go backwards. I think they've kind of found a few things that are working for them. Defensively, Wink Martindale was in his bag. I mean, they played phenomenal on defense. Their two linebackers were just ridiculously good. And so I think that's something to build on. And the good news is you're only one game into the division, one loss in the division. So you're having a division opponent coming up now, and you'll take care of business and keep yourself alive.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You got to get this one. It was good to see them play hard and play reasonably well in most facets of the game here. So I think we've seen the Giants' floor. I certainly hope we have. What is their ceiling for this season?
No, it's one win at a time. Right now, Brandon, I don't think they can look ahead beyond their next opponent. And they just have to get incrementally better each week in an effort to win. And I think you can start to look ahead once you can see, they build on Sunday night, but come away with a win against Washington. But right now, we don't know what the ceiling is. It's one game at a time for this group, and they just got to get it together.
Carl, is it fair for me to say that Tyrod Taylor played a better game at quarterback from start to finish than anything we've seen from Daniel Jones so far this year?
Well, he looked better doing some things, but they scored less points. They lost. So, I mean, he is their quarterback, and Tyrod is a good friend, and he's a competent quarterback who's stepping into duty. So it's not in my opinion, those conversations can be had later. Right now, it's who's available, and the expectation of the quarterback position is to execute and to win games. And he had a situation in the first half where they should have gotten points out of it. He checked out. He said he shouldn't have made that call. So he's got to play better. But I'm happy he's playing good. I think Giants fans should be happy. The proposition of Jones versus Tyrod, whatever works, man. Get the W. Nobody cares how he looks right now as long as they're winning. If he looked good and he hit some passes, that's great. He ran the offense, and they had a winning effort and losing execution.
Well, then who do you think, though, gives them the best chance to win Sunday?
Whoever they put out there. If Jones can't go, then it's going to be Tyrod Taylor, and that's what everybody's riding.
Yeah,
with.
but hold on, Carl. That's not an answer. I mean, and I know I love you,
it
but
totally is.
That's not an answer.
It's
not
an unfair juxtaposition. Yes, it's an unfair juxtaposition because you go with the guy who's healthy. If Daniel Jones is healthy, he's playing.
Yeah, but but does he get him? Yep. Go ahead.
They expect him to put forth a winning performance. As simple as that. This is, it's an unfair juxtaposition. You're not creating a controversy with the quarterback. Tyrod Taylor is backup. He came out. He played well for them. They lost. He scored less points with the offense than when Daniel Jones was playing. He just looked better at it, and that's a good thing. So they have something to build on. They should be confident that when Tyrod's in there, they have a chance to win football games. That's really what it comes down to. The argument Jones versus anybody, it's mute at this point.
But it's not Jones versus Tyrod.
It totally is.
You were saying it's more. They got to start winning some games. I just asked you, who do you think gives them a better chance to win the game Sunday?
If they're both healthy, who gives them a better chance to beat the Commanders?
Daniel Jones is their starting quarterback, and they expect him to go out and win.
No, but do you expect that? Do you believe that?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
I got you.
I do.
That's what we're asking.
Yes, I do.
We're just asking you. We don't care about that.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, folks, but it's an unfair juxtaposition. It's the starting quarterbacks are going to start. His expectation is to win the football game.
Yeah,
if he doesn't, they'll probably change it.
You listen, Carl, you're definitely right about this. There is no quarterback controversy. We're not even remotely hinting at that. I think what's interesting is that the things that Tyrod Taylor did better than Jones to mitigate some of the issues on the offensive line. I think we're just, and Pugh was amazing. We'll get to him after. We wonder, can Daniel Jones I know Daniel Jones can score some more points, but can he do the things that Tyrod did just to keep the offensive line looking functional? I don't know.
The expectation is yes. I don't see any reason why. And I don't know if they called different plays for Tyrod, but Tyrod did well. He lost. That's the bottom line, folks. He scored less points than Jones. And this, again, I'm not going to dive into this false juxtaposition. It's going to be Jones if he's healthy. It's not. It's going to be Taylor. Both guys are expected to put forth a winning performance. And, I would expect nothing less of Jones than to go out there and do his job and lead them to victory.
So it's Carl Banks, of course, with us here on BT and Sal. You've been around the game a long time. You've seen punters come off the street, kickers come in, maybe a receiver, and offensive linemen have been called off the couch as well. But what Justin Pugh did the other night, multiple positions, and after an early, transitional period, he was terrific. I mean, can you speak? How hard is it to do what Justin Pugh did the other night?
Well, he's a pro. He's a veteran, and he's a warrior. I mean, he just went out there and battled. It wasn't going to be a Mona Lisa. Everybody knew that, but he just battled, man. And he's smart enough to know blocking assignments. He's going to give you his best effort, and hats off to him because, again, like you said, he came off the couch and, four plays into a series, he's now moved to tackle. They brought him in to play guard, and they had to move him out to tackle. So hats off to him. He battled. He's a warrior, and he helped them out.
One thing, forget about the quarterbacks, but one thing that was noticeable was that the Giants actually threw the ball down the field. They had time. So I don't know if that's Tyrod. I don't know if it's Daniel Jones. Is it Barkley? Is it Pugh? What do you think, Carl, was the biggest reason for seeing the Giants actually throw some footballs down the field for a change Sunday?
Well, the fact that they committed to running Barkley, even though they didn't have a lot of success with it, it certainly opened up because they had to bring a safety down in the box, Micah Hyde, I believe, to kind of stop him. And then, he broke a few big runs, and then everything was open to them. The field was wide open to them. And I will tell you this, though. One observation that I have is they've got to be intentional about getting the ball to Jalen Hyatt. He is the best pure catcher of the football on the roster right now.
He's got to play every snap.
He took one over the middle, had to go up, snag it, get himself in position to take a hit, and I'm like, boy, this guy, he's the best pure catcher they have of those wide receivers, and so they've got to be intentional about getting him. And then you had one walk-in touchdown where we want to talk about quarterback performance. He had a safety and a corner beat by a step and a half, and Tyrod threw the ball and it fell behind the defenders. So you got to anticipate this kid's speed. You just can't wait. You got to lay it out there and let him go get it because he is that type of talent.
Yeah, Campbell, just sit him down. He stinks. He stinks.
No,
he
doesn't. He doesn't.
He
no,
stinks.
he doesn't.
Well,
he doesn't.
Well, Robbins has done a really nice job in that position.
Yeah, I mean, look, they've got a roster of wide receivers that have roles on different plays. I don't think Campbell has stunk up the joint at all. I just think, he hasn't had the splash plays that Wandell or Jalen Hyatt or Waller has had, but, his time's going to come.
So, Carl, you've seen a great team in the Niners. You've seen a couple of really good teams, Dallas, Buffalo. You've seen a team that's maybe a tick below them in Seattle. I've said, and this pertains probably more to the Jets, but just big picture NFL, I don't think the Bills are quite what a lot of people thought. They're good, but without Milano, who's a beast, as you know, without Tre'Davious White, I think they're more vulnerable than some fans think. You saw them up close the other night. What'd you take away from the Bills? Big picture.
Listen, you have a quarterback with the best arm talent, and he can make some throws that are just unbelievable. I would not count them out. Styles make fights. There's a lot of familiarity with Brian Daboll and how they ran that offense. So he had a little bit of a cheat sheet on it, but they hung 40 on Miami. So you're not going to count them out.
That's true.
You know, they are a powerful offensive football team, very potent, and they'll get their share of wins, and I think they're going to be in the hunt at the end of the year. But I would not demote them from wherever you had them, even with their injuries. Everybody gets them. But I would not demote them from where you had them in your standings.
You know, Carl, we talk about the Giants having to get a win here. If not now, then when? They got to be able to beat this Commanders team, who's not that bad. Have you had a chance to watch the film on Washington so far?
Yeah, Washington is – that defensive front they have, they don't have to run a single game or a twist or a blitz if they don't want to. They got 4 guys across the front that just manhandle people. I mean, they are across the board. They can push you right back in the quarterback's lap. So, and it's not just one guy that you have to focus on. You have to focus on all 4 of those guys in the front.
Yeah, I mean, you think the Giants? You think this is a chance, realistic chance they can win this game?
Yeah, they play on Sunday. I mean, that's when the games are won and lost. So if they execute and they have the effort that they had Sunday night in Buffalo, yes, they come out with a win.
Yeah. So I'll put you on the spot here. Final thing with Carl Banks. I know what you think about the chances to win with both quarterbacks. Who do you think actually plays on Sunday? Do you think Jones is going to be ready?
I don't know. I don't have any medical information on him, but I think if he's healthy, they're going to play him. He's going to start.
Yeah, as he should if he's healthy, no doubt. I got you.
And usually he does well against Washington. Hopefully this will be maybe a game that can resurrect their season. All right, Carl, we appreciate the few minutes as always.
Thank you, guys.